Welcome back. This is Nick Agram. I will be discussing parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines, I'll just get my pen here. Parallel lines, that means they never meet. So two lines or three lines never meet with each other. I always use this the train rails as an example when I talk about parallel lines. That means they don't cross each other. Two lines doesn't cross each other. And maybe you are familiar with parallelogram. That means two lines or two sides of the figure, geometric figure, is parallel with each other. So when we talk about parallel lines, we talk about, for example, we have this line y is equal to, I will just do bigger, y is equal to mx plus b. So this is my first line, and I will put here m1, x1, b1, and I will put y1 also, y sub 1, and then we have another line, y sub 2, then we have m sub 1, m sub 2, times x sub 2 plus b sub 2. When two lines are parallel with each other, then their slopes are the same. So m sub 1 is equal to m sub 3 sub 2. I'm thinking about three lines now. So if I have y is equal to 3x, then that is parallel to any line that have a slope of 3x. B is not so important. So for example, now I'm going to show you. This is 3x. As you can see here now, this is a 3x. This is the 3x. And then if I'm going to have 3x plus 2, then b, it doesn't matter. As you can see, the green one and the red one are parallel with each other. And if I have 3x minus 4, this is also the k is the most important there. So it's good to know that when we're talking about parallel lines, their slopes are the same. How about perpendicular lines? Perpendicular. Two lines are perpendicular when, if and only if, the product of their slopes is equal to -1. So if I have y is equal to 3x, then if I have a perpendicular line, so my m sub 1, we will say m sub 1 is equal to 3. Then if I want to find m sub 2 is equal to -1. So this is 3. What is happening? Multiplied by m sub 2 is equal to -1. So dividing both sides of the equation by 3, then we have m sub 2 is equal to negative 1/3. That means if I have m sub 1 is equal to 3, if I have two equations or two lines with what's this, with slope of 3 and negative 1/3, then I have a perpendicular lines. As you can see here, if I multiply 3 and negative 1/3, that is negative 1, as you can see there, then this should apply. So if I'm going to go back to our graph now, then I'm going to write negative 1/3, negative 1/3 x. As you can see now, it is parallel. It is 90 degrees. Sorry, I forgot to mention that when we're talking about perpendicular lines, our line is 90 degrees to each other. It is a right angle between the two. So this one is 90 degrees. There is a 90 degrees there, as you can see. So if I'm going to write one more, negative 1/3 x plus, for example, 3. Let's say plus 5. We'll say. I need to edit. Sorry, I did wrong. Should be that one. Then, as you can see, my orange or red and lilac, they are parallel with each other, but they are perpendicular to the red and green and blue. So you can see, as you can see here, that the only thing that you need to remember when you are talking parallel lines and perpendicular lines are just the slopes. So remember that. So for example, if I have y is equal to negative 2x minus 3, then I have to find a parallel line to this, and I need to have y is equal to negative 2x plus b. Doesn't matter b. How about if I want to find the perpendicular line to this? So I have negative 2 multiplied by m sub 2 is equal to negative 1. Then I have to divide that by negative 2, negative 2. Then I have m sub 2 is equal to 1/2. That means if I need to have perpendicular line to these lines, then I have 1/2 x plus b. So, but if I will find another parallel to this line, then I have 1/2 x plus b. B2, I will say B1 and B2. Why now? It is when they are exactly the same, then we have the same two lines that are they are above each other. then we have all the same. That's why I have written here now B1 plus B2. They should not be the same when we talk about parallel lines. Perpendicular lines. So these two are parallel lines, these are parallel lines, but these are perpendicular lines. I hope you understood and learned something about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Why I discuss these things before going to finding the solution of two equations or two functions, linear functions, because when you have the same slopes, if the slopes of two lines are the same, then you cannot find a solution. If they are not the same, then you can find a solution. So if I will here, this is for my next video actually, but I'm going to write it here. If m sub 1 is not equal to m sub 2, then you will have a solution. In my next video, then we will find the solutions. How to find solutions? There are several ways to find solutions. When we have two or more linear functions. See you then.